Hey folks, Malforian here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be finishing off our coverage of Dev Diary 121 and Active Life. We're going to be talking about pilgrimages today. We did hunts in the last video and we did the general activity overview in the first video. And yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. We're going to be looking at what Henrik here, the design lead for CK3, has to say. The ambition for the pilgrimage rework has been for us to provide a more full experience of what a pilgrimage would actually look like, both from a pious characters of the game world, as well as those who would take pilgrimage more as an opportunity to see the world itself. With travel now taking place directly on the map, we were able to make this the journey it was always meant to be. Pilgrimages will make use of the new activity system to let you decide in what way you will undertake the activity. So here we go, planning the pilgrimage. Much like tours, the pilgrimage will have a bar that measures how successful you've been in acting in accordance with the pilgrimage type. The type, as well as your intent options, will determine what rewards you will heap by engaging in an activity, as well as the type of content you will see on the way. The size of the reward, as well as the cost, are dependent on how far away from the holy site you are aiming to visit is. Makes sense. The further away, the more expensive it's going to be. There are three types of pilgrimage that a character can embark on: pious, worldly, and the Hajj. I apologize for mispronouncing that. I think that's how it's pronounced. These types govern the rewards you can expect from pilgrimage, as well as the choices that will be presented on your way to the holy site. And again, very like the hunt rework, just a similar kind of UI, the two options. And then it looks like this last one might be locked behind something. We'll see, obviously. I think they'll cover it in a second. Some event options will allow especially pious sections. Taking these will earn extra piety on completion. So I guess if you're not a pious character, you don't want to do pious pilgrimages. I wonder if it gives you stress or something else, so you get less rewards if you're not actually a pious character. Yeah, probably gives you stress, because maybe you're not a pious character, but you want to be more pious. So they might cover it down below, or we'll see in a future Dev Diary. And the worldly pilgrimage, I guess this is more of just like, I want to go visit the world. I'm not that holy, but it's a good excuse to get out there. So yeah, we'll see anyway. The first one here is a pious pilgrimage, is one where the pilgrimage and the holy site are means to a spiritual growth and enlightenment, or at least appear as a devout ruler. During their journey, as well as the destination, you'll be presented with events that are religious and themed, and if you act in accordance to what is expected of you, there'll be rewards mainly in the form of piety. Oh yeah, so there we go, yeah. So they're going to be pious events. If you act piously, you'll get rewards. If you don't, I guess you might get other rewards, but obviously a piety hit maybe. So maybe you can be like, oh, I want to go visit that artifact. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, nice. I'll get some piety. I'm just honoring the artifact. Maybe if you're a bit skullduggery, you could just steal the artifact. I'm not sure if that is one of them. It'd be cool if it is, though. It'd be a cool way to kind of set that up, I would think anyway. So here we go, pilgrimage to Sappho. This guy's obviously going on a pilgrimage. He's done a reflection intent. He's on the first tier of piousness. And yeah, the pilgrimages become more pious and you gain 50 piety. So that's pretty cool. And then that's the Hajj event, actually. The Hajj is only available to Muslim characters, makes sense. And a Hajj must always target the holy site of Mecca, again, makes sense. Once a Muslim character has undertaken the Hajj, they can later in life also perform other pilgrimages to the holy sites of their faith. A Hajj is otherwise similar to a pious pilgrimage and differs from other types mainly by what happens when you are at the holy site. What you do there follows a more set order than a standard pilgrimage, though you will still have a choice in how you confront these expected rituals. Once completing the Hajj, you also get the Hajj trade. So it is good that they're kind of already doing a like a Muslim like splinter version of it. You don't just do a pilgrimage, because obviously it doesn't make sense for that religion. So they're doing the specific version of that, and that's cool that that's in there. So that's obviously why it was grayed out here, because this character mustn't have been a Muslim character, so that's why it's grayed out. So yeah, that's really cool. I like that even in one that isn't like a religious focused expansion, they're thinking of this and putting in specific ones for that reason. So a new activity also comes with new clothing made for you when performing the traditional Hajj. So again, you get cool different clothing whilst you're on this event that I guess you don't see elsewhere, which undertaking a worldly pilgrimage means that the journey will be the goal itself rather than a spiritual awakening. Your character will be given opportunities to interact with the locals of the land who pass through. By engaging with them, you may increase what you get out of the pilgrimage. A worldly pilgrimage will still give you piety. You are undertaking a holy ritual, but far less than a pious pilgrim. Instead, you will gain cultural acceptance as well as opinions of other faiths and cultures. Oh, that is cool. That's actually really cool that they've thought about it and done this different version. So yeah, your pilgrimage will become more worldly. You increase your learning by 1. You'll gain 5 trade experience in the pilgrim trait. So again, I don't know if they cover this yet. It looks like Pilgrim is also getting the same as Hunts, that bar. If you weren't here for the last video in this coverage, Hunts is getting like a 2-track like XP system where you can upgrade if you're better at falconry or game hunting, and they didn't go into what it gives you. They said that would be in a future dev diary. It looks like maybe they're doing the same thing with Pilgrim, 5 trade experience in the Pilgrim trait, whereas at the moment the trait's just static. You just have the Pilgrim trait. So I wonder if the more pilgrimages you do, the better the rewards will be. You're more experienced in doing pilgrimages, maybe. I'm sure they'll cover it in a second, so we won't waffle on too long. But yeah, nice. I like this. I like how this is looking. Activity options. Like all activities, the new system pilgrimages will have 2 option types. These are mainly to affect the speed and rewards of the activity. The fidelity option is about how true you want to stay to your ideal pilgrimage. In some ways, it is a measure of how seriously you take the holy journey itself. These options let you trade speed for higher rewards. You can choose to go longer and dwell in your spiritual journey, or you can go faster at the cost of low rewards at the end. So yeah, you can either do just a really quick pilgrimage. I just want to get there and back. You're going to get less rewards, but you're also going to be away for less time, which, as we know from the announcement originally, you will have a region. So I guess if you want to do a pilgrimage, but you're like, yeah, I don't trust this guy who's going to be the regent whilst I'm here, let's just make this real quick. Get that buff, get the base pilgrimage buff, because it looks like that is going to change, and some rewards, but I don't want to be away from home for a long time. Or if you trust your regent, I guess you could be like, yeah, I'm going to take like 5 years to travel to Jerusalem and come back. So there we go. That's how it's going to look. All pretty good. Pomp. This option governs the size of your entourage. You could choose to go alone and save on costs, as well increasing the perceived piousness of your endeavor while taking a big risk on your way there. On the other hand, you can spend more and take more of your cord in your journey, greatly increasing your safety and public perception of your pilgrimage, which also increases the final rewards. So yeah, you can basically do it on your own, bring people. It does alter some of the rewards based on what you do there. And then intents. Separate from the type of pilgrimage is the intent, which is individual to each attending character. Pilgrimage offers 3 different intents that will affect the opportunities you'll be presented on the way to the holy site and what happens when you get there. Again, this is the intents that we've seen from the general activity rework. Lets you like fine-tune events a little bit. The reflection intent focuses on content relating to the spiritual and intellectual growth of your character. Apart from piety, it is very likely your character will also lose a fair amount of stress with this intent. So you're just kind of taking it chill. You're going on there, but a bit of stress lost. I guess a little bit less other things. And then we got altruism. This intent is one you'll remember from the tour's development diary. Yeah, this was in the first dev diary about the expansion. The altruism intent will offer you opportunities to show your piousness through your generosity, leading to opportunities to increase your piety as well as popular opinion. Zealous, generous, and improvident characters will also lose stress with this option. So yeah, if you have a bunch of money and you're just really trying to farm piety, I guess maybe if you want to reform your religion, maybe if you want to switch religion in a fun twist, you want to be doing altruism. Spend more money, but you're going to get bonuses on for that reason. So pretty good. Zealotry. For those with a strong religious conviction, a pilgrimage is not just an opportunity to learn about the faith, it is also where you can spread your own ideas of the divine. Zealots will gain piety through engaging in religious debates and will be given opportunities to convert characters both en route and at the holy site itself. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is kind of like being a missionary. And I know a lot of people in the community have wanted missionaries brought into the game, because obviously historically that's what was happening at the time. And there are some fantastic mods that do allow you to do it. But this is awesome. So you can go on a pilgrimage to a holy site, and on the way, you have a chance to convert people. That's just so good. That is so good, especially if you, say if you're the King of France and you're in Brittany, maybe the capital's in Brittany, don't ask me why. Don't ask me why it's in Brittany, it just is. And you convert to another religion, and you're going to the holy site of that religion, you'd probably have to cross most of France to get there. You could then have a swathe of conversions rather than having to use the council task or it just happening or demand conversion and things like that. So this is awesome. I love this. This is amazing. This just gives you a chance to mix things up in different places. You're going through Africa on the way to Jerusalem and you just randomly convert some county. Maybe you get really lucky and the Duke of somewhere you manage to convert, and then he converts his realm to Christianity. This is amazing. I actually really love this. This is probably the best bit from this this part of the dev diary so far. I just think this is awesome. Like, really, really good. Just mixes up how the game will play out as well with how you can convert different people. So yeah, really, really good. But yeah, I'm sure they'll go into this a little bit more in the future. The act of pilgrimage and the arrival of the holy site, that's obviously how it finishes. Once you have planned your activity, you will embark on the journey itself, encountering both the usual travel dangers and other interactions, as well as engaging with opportunities relating to the choices you have made. Reflections, Empires of Yesteryear. Basically just a nice little thing. I should contemplate old empires, I should contemplate ancient faiths, and then these are basically the rewards you're going to get. Oh, actually, this is it where they're going to hold off. Of course it's Matilda. Of course it's Matilda of Tuscany in this. So yeah, delayed for 10 days, but she's like chilling and looking at some Tuscan ruins and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And then this guy is going to somewhere in India, I'm going to guess. And again, you've walked the holy path. This is it finishing. You gain Pilgrim. All your entourage gain the Pilgrim trait or experience. Again, they haven't got into that just yet. But they do say, well, you can see here as well, Regency ended. I've entered a Regency. And yeah, just straight away, kind of the Regency system working here, which they do say at the end is going to be covered next week. So we'll find out all about Regencies next week. I'm sure that'll be a sizable dev diary as well. Unlike a feast or tournament, the pilgrimage activity can be said to be ongoing as soon as you leave your capital. But of course, the holy site is your goal, and this is where you'll be able to make most impactful choices relating to your success of your activity. Because yeah, you're kind of obviously just having interactions with cities as you go through them and things like that. So here we go. This guy's concluding his. He filled up he was super pious, tier 4 piousness. He's going to get 1,250 piety. That's a lot. 40 experience in the experience pilgrim trait. So as you can see here, it's not the pilgrim trait, it's the experience pilgrim trait. Because your faith has the armed pilgrimages tenet, you gained determined pilgrim for 10 years. I guess that gives like a martial bonus maybe. So again, that's just how it ends. The pilgrim trait. Here we go. They're just going to cover it now for us. So yeah, here we go. Pilgrim trait experience track. At your destination, you'll also pick up the pilgrim trait. Unlike the one with hunts, this trait only has one track and it increases with every undertaken pilgrimage, reflecting how the act of pilgrimages become an important factor aspect in your character's life and reputation. Experienced pilgrims, so yeah, +1 learning, plus 15% piety, that's pretty good. Travel speed +5, travel safety +5. Again, he's just built up experience doing pilgrimages, so he's just got that knowledge to make it safer. And then he can go up even further than this. So I guess you have Pilgrim. Once you hit 1, it's Experienced Pilgrim, and then 2, I guess, is something else in your, like maxed out pilgrimage trait. And again, probably just gives you more of these bonuses. I like this. Yeah, the more pilgrimages you do, the better you get at doing them. So makes sense. And cool. You can actually now roleplay a holy character a lot more than before, and you get benefits out of doing that. And then conclusion. So here we go. This has been 3 videos long. They say we're going to have a future dev diary about grand activities in the future, and we'll see when that is. And then they do say next week it's going to be Regency mechanics and showing how elegant the fashion in your empire can be. So it looks like, yeah, it's going to be a sizable dev diary because it's going to cover Regency, which I imagine is going to be quite bulky, and also the updated fashion in your empire. I'm not sure why. We haven't had a release date for the expansion yet. I'm not sure why they're putting both of these together. You think almost Regency could be a dev diary and then fashion could be another one. I wonder if they're kind of cramming them in a little bit because the expansion is sooner than we think, maybe. Who knows? We'll see before too long. But anyway, we'll leave it there. This one's a little bit shorter than the last 2 videos. If you did miss them, we covered how activities in general are redone and how hunts specifically have been redone. Very similar to how the pilgrimage stuff has been set out today. I will leave a link to that in the description down below, though, if you want to catch up with them. But we'll leave it there for today. Hit like if you've enjoyed it. I cover Crusader Kings, dev diaries, obviously. I play a lot of Crusader Kings on the channel and other historical titles. So if that's your kind of thing and you are new here, if you subscribe, you'll obviously get to see that in the future. But we'll leave it there for today, and I'll see you in the next one.